Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Empowering Teachers Worldwide. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most effective tools for making your classroom more engaging, interactive, and fun: pair work. Whether you're teaching beginners or advanced learners, pair work can help your students practice speaking, build confidence, learn from each other, but there's a catch. It has to be set up correctly. The biggest mistake we sometimes make is always letting students choose their partners. Sure, it's fun for friends to pair up, but it's not always productive. Instead, we should assign the pairs, at least from time to time. And here's why. Because we can pair students based on their strengths and their weaknesses, putting strong students together for a challenge or pairing a more confident student with a less confident student so that they can help each other. Random pairing might also leave some students feeling left out or mismatched. But if you take control, you can ensure everyone gets the most out of the activity. From the very beginning, set the expectation that sometimes it's going to be you who decides the pairs. Now, once the students are paired up, our job is not over. We need to walk around the room, listen to the conversations, and provide gentle corrections where needed, because this reinforces the correct use of English and it shows students that you are listening, which will motivate them to do their best. Now comes the fun part, the activities. So take a look. First, investigative journalism. This is a classic and super versatile activity. Students interview each other and then they present their findings to the class. You can easily adapt this for any level. For example, with beginners, you can keep it simple with questions like, what's your favorite color, or do you have any pets? For intermediate learners, you can focus on the past tense by asking questions about childhood memories. And for more advanced students, you can turn it into a murder mystery, assigning each student a character and letting them ask questions to figure out who the murderer is. This activity builds confidence, improves listening and speaking skills, and gets the whole class involved. Next up, debates. We can divide the class into pairs or small groups and assign them a side of an argument. For example, if school uniforms should be mandatory, and you can let each pair or group use their time to prepare their arguments. Then you bring the class together for a full debate. And to make it even more engaging, provide articles or videos that they can use to support their claims. This will depend, of course, on the level of the students, but it's an interesting aspect to take into account. Another one is, what's your secret? This one is always a hit. Each student writes a secret about themselves on a slip of paper, right? For example, I can play the guitar, or I have a twin. Collect the secrets in a box and let each student draw one. Students ask yes/no questions to figure out who the secret belongs to. You can play this as a speed dating activity where pairs rotate every minute, or you can let students move freely around the classroom. Also, they can teach a class. This one is perfect for more advanced learners, intermediate and more advanced. Assign pairs a grammar or a vocabulary topic they have already learned, and let them prepare a mini lesson for the class. They can create activities, games, or quizzes. When it's time to present, you play the role of the student. And at the end, you can provide feedback and correct any mistakes. This activity also builds teamwork, creativity, and confidence. Besides, students realize that it's not always that easy to teach a class after all. Following directions. This is a fun learning activity. Each student draws a simple picture. of their choice, whichever they want. And then they describe the drawing to the partner, and the partner tries to recreate it based on the description. And at the end, they compare the pictures to see how close they got. It's always good for a laugh and great for practicing listening skills. Then we have yes and no. This is, I remember this from my childhood, playing this at birthday parties. It's a very quick and easy game that students love. Pair them up, and the rule is simple. One, student A, let's say, asks questions, and student B has to reply, but they cannot use yes and no. They cannot use yes or no. So if someone slips and says yes or no, they lose a turn, for example. You can turn this into a tournament with winners facing off against each other. And last but not least, guess who? This is also a traditional one, let's say. Students draw the name of a famous person, and their partner has to guess who it is by asking yes/no questions. This is fun, interactive, and great for practicing questions. Now, remember, pair work is not a lesson by itself. Always take a few minutes to wrap up. Have students share what they have learned, what they have created, correct common errors as a group, assign a follow-up activity, for example, a written response or some kind of homework. And this helps solidify the learning and ensures that your students get the most out of the activity. And there you have it. Pair work is a powerful way to engage your students, and I hope that with these tips and activities, they will be speaking confidently in no time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, to share, and hit the little bell to subscribe for more teaching tips and ideas. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Happy teaching!